What's up, my baby daddies, and welcome back to my channel. Girl, today I'm about to be showing y'all how to do this look. I took my time on it, so I really hope that you guys enjoy this tutorial. The hair is Eva's wigs. It is a kinky straight texture wig. It is fire, baby girl. I love this hair. I'm gonna put everything that you need to get this hair and stuff down below so that you guys can like just click the links and use the coupon codes and all that stuff. It's gonna be in the description box, so make sure you check the description box. But I'm not gonna talk too much. I'm just gonna go ahead and get into it. This nice soft glam look. And I got red lips on. When was the last time you saw me with red lips? Girl, bye. Hey guys. So, this is me barefaced with no hair on because I'm gonna be installing this wig right here. This wig is from Eva's Wigs and it's their kinky straight texture. Like, this is my favorite hair that I've ever gotten from a hair company in my life. Like, I never expected it. I didn't know it was coming, and it's just so beautiful and gorgeous. So I'm gonna start by installing this wig, but as you can see by the title, we're gonna be doing a soft glam. I already know you guys are gonna ask me where I got that scarf from that was given to me by my mama, so I cannot help you with that. So you're gonna start with a cap, a ball cap, whatever type of cap you can have. Make sure it's a little bit lighter than your skin complexion because we're gonna be putting some foundation on it to make it match our skin complexion. The foundation I'm using is Fit Me by Maybelline. It's in the color Coconut 355. So I'm using my little e.l.f. powder brush, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna go ahead and dibble dabble. I could use a darker color, but you know, we're gonna use a darker color. This is Mocha by Fit Me 360. I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about a few things, you know, that's been going on in my life. I know I've been getting a lot of like requests for Vlogmas and yada yada yada. I started doing vlogs and I'm just not getting the time to edit. Sorry y'all. I do want to get back into the comedy channel. I do want to get back into vlogging. It's just a lot of work. I'm only one person and guess what? I only got 2 hands. As you can see, it's fire. It's a kinky curly texture. I washed it and air dried it, so this is it in its natural state. Like, it's air dry, it smells fire, it smells really good because what shampoo did I use? This smells like perfume. Yeah, I'm obsessed with this wig. You guys have seen it. Everybody's been asking me these questions back to back. Like, I'm like, give me a second, let me make sure the hair good. I'm putting powder on the lace, and as you can see, there's probably like 6 inches of lace right here for you to part, and then the frontal just goes along the front right here. So we're gonna put powder on the whole frontal area because we're gonna lay the baby here. I don't put it on the whole lace, like for the parting area, just where I'm gonna part it. This is what it looks like after I put powder all over it. Black how? And I told you guys that once I got my hands on frontals, I was gonna make it 10 times easier. That whole ball cap method is so fucking, even though it's a ball cap, right? That whole gluing this down to your skin and then gluing this down to your cap that's glued down to your skin just doesn't make any sense, especially using the gel and then using the spray. It's just too many steps. I'm about to show you guys the easy way to do this. Slide that shit on. And sometimes I use a wig grip, but we're not gonna use that today. We're gonna slide this back a little. First of all, already it looks like it's grown from my scalp. Beach, the foot. What we're gonna do is we're gonna flip it up like this. Make sure it's on your head. There's clips, but this wig cap doesn't have, oh man, maybe I should punch some holes in it. Some scissors. Just slice a little hole in it so that you can get your little naps out. And then we're gonna take these clips and slide them in them holes. Innovative. Y'all do it, I better get my credit. I'm not playing with y'all. When it comes to spraying your wig down, I always say start in the middle, spray this area, make sure this area is flat, and then move to either side. You gotta put your finger underneath the lace and make sure there's no hair underneath the lace, because that will be your demise. just flip it up so you can see the lace. Use your Got To Be glued spray, the free spray. Nothing else, y'all, just this free spray. Then you get your blow dryer, and some people don't know that you're not supposed to blow dry this hot or warm. It has to be cold. So if you don't have a blow dryer that gets cold, go get one. Now I'm blind as a bat, so excuse me real quick. As you can see, there's still a little bit of lace lifting right here, so I'm gonna go ahead and spray a little bit more. Got To Be. Boom. What lace? Now we're gonna move on to the side. You get your lace in place. What I like to do is see where I want my lace to be, lift it and spray right where I want the lace to be. I'm gonna spray the Got To Be spray from my hairline back. Just putting it around the perimeter sometimes doesn't work. We're gonna do a little bit of both. Pull it down to where you want it to be. Hold it by the sideburns. Hold it taut. And then hit it with a blow dry. Normally I have to go back in and go back in and go back in, but lucky I did that. So now we're gonna do the other side. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this part down. Pin it, or what is it? Clip it. Then get your hair in its right position and do that same thing all over again. Normally I like to do my lace frontals after my makeup because, I don't know, it just works better for me that way. I use these to lay my edges while I do my makeup. This is a lot of body. It is their coconut and shea oils wrapping foam. So this is what I use to lay my edges, or to make baby hairs or whatever you want to call it. I use this, and I use this little brush that I can get from the beauty supply store. Mine's a little crusty because I haven't washed it in a minute, but it's cool, it's cool, it's cool. We're gonna use this and lay the baby hairs. The comb is good to get them in place, and then the brush is good to actually dry the product onto the hair. Get a little bit of the foam. Oh, okay. I thought I had on makeup. I was about to freak out. I saw a hairstylist on Instagram say when you're doing this that you should brush the hair into the unit first and then pull the baby hairs out. So I'm gonna try that method. So you just slide it on. And now we can get into our soft glam. I'm lying. What am I lying? Why am I always lying? We're not doing makeup yet. We're gonna try and style this hair, actually. Come on, man. Style queen right here. Style the poop out of this hair. So I'm gonna go ahead and part it like that. Half up, half down. So I'm not sure if I wanna do wand curls or straightener curls. I'm gonna go ahead and brush out the hair. Brush out your hair. I don't know anybody with kinky hair that could just brush it. I'm using my Irresistible Me curling wand. This is the 8-in-1 curling wand set. It comes with a whole bunch of different sizes of barrels. I'm not sure what barrel I'm using right now, but it's my favorite barrel. I don't even know what the other barrels are. You just take a piece that looks like about that big. You put this behind the hair and then wrap it. Hold it for like 10 to 15 seconds. I hold it for 20, but I'm professional. I hold it in my hand so that it can cool off in its curl form. And then go to the next piece, same thing. I probably did like 12 curls on each section, 12 to 15. And now I'm gonna move up to the top section, because when it comes to the top section I normally like to use my straightener, but we'll see. We're gonna check it out and I'm gonna let y'all know what I do. Okay, on high heat, okay, you're gonna pull the hair from the part really tight and blow dry. And as you can see, it just makes your part really flat, so that way it looks neat. Boom! You want the back to be curled from the root because that's what people are gonna see. this is what it looks like after I curled everything really big, voluminous, and that's because of the texture of the hair. I'm actually later on gonna go in with a straightener. Ooh. And then finesse your bangs. Yeah, I'm just gonna use some bobby pins and pin this back because I just feel like it's really thick. I gave it layers, but the hair was already thick, so I didn't need to give it layers. The best way that I rocked this hair was when I pinned it back like this, and then also when I wore it in like the top knot, but I want to keep the center part, so I'm just gonna pin it. Bobby pins fix everything. So that's the vibes. That's the vibes we're going for right now, and it's cute. I like this. I like this a lot better than the last situation. So now let's get into this beat. I'm sure you realized in the last clip my sleeves weren't on, but that's because I was getting hot. I gotta take the sleeves off. I'm gonna do something nice and soft and glam, a lot of creams, a lot of like liquids, so that way it looks like your skin is just radiating, you know. We're gonna start with the eyes. I normally do things that are neutral, so I'm gonna do something neutral again because that's my style. Very neutral and sultry, orange, brown, shimmers, golds, that type of stuff. I use this brown pencil to kind of give my brows shape, and then I use a black powder to fill it in, so y'all gonna see. Not everybody likes black eyebrows, but that's my steez. I really like them recently anyways. Use a spoolie and brush it out. You don't want any sharp lines. You're gonna realize that blending is the most important part here. That's fundamental. Like, you need to understand that we should not see any sharp lines unless we want to see sharp lines. And when we want to see sharp lines, we make it very apparent. So like with these eyebrows, these arches, we want the straight lines, but with the corners of the brows, we want them blended into the oblivion. I'm gonna use this eyebrow kit, and I'm gonna use the black in it, which is right here. And we're gonna use that to fill in the brows. We're gonna use the black in this, and I like to put it on the ends of the brows and then just kind of fade it into the front. To shape my eyebrows, I'm gonna use the LA Girl Pro Concealer in Fawn. So I just went ahead and put that on the back of my hand, just a little bit, and I'm gonna use a flat e.l.f. brush. Small mirrors are fundamental because you need to be able to get in there and see what you're doing. I like to get in there with my small little mirror and get really precise up along the eyebrow line. So you see it's nice and blended. I like to bring it down, like just drag it down so that you don't see the line, and then I'll blend it in even further. I'm gonna do that on the top as well. What's really important about your eyebrows in order to get that nice shape is to follow your natural eyebrow shape. You can see how it's a little bit like janky over here, right? So we're gonna use some concealer to make it really sharp by connecting the concealer to the concealer at the bottom. Don't like curve it, just carry it straight down so that way you can sharpen out that tail. And then as you can see, look, I don't know if you can see this, but this eyebrow is like fat right here, and then this eyebrow is like a straight arch. So what I would do with my concealer, the reason why concealer is so important, is that I would make these eyebrows match. Okay, so I'm gonna put it here and then be really gentle because there's more concealer on here than I need in one particular spot, and then flatten it out. You take your blending brush, which looks like this. This is from e.l.f. as well, and you make sure that there are no what? No wet, no lines. Yeah, blend them all out, baby girl. You don't need none of those. I want to do like an orangey brown, like sultry look. So I'm gonna use this Beauty Creations Cali Chic palette. I got it from the ASOS website. I'm gonna start off with this orange color right here because, like I said, I want it to be kind of sultry and I have an orange undertone. So I feel like that will help a lot with like blending in general. I'm gonna go into my Beauty Bakery Proof is in the Pudding eyeshadow palette, and I'm gonna warm it up with these two colors, this orange right here and this brown. We're gonna put a base down first because I want the color, the shimmer to pop. So just a little line. This is my ColourPop No Filter Concealer, which I'll be using later. We're gonna blend this in. I'm gonna use this makeup palette from Aesop. This is the Twinkle in Her Eyeshadows palette from Aesop. And there's this pretty brown color that I want to use in here. It's this one. I've only used blending brushes thus far, bigger, smaller ones, depending on how much lid space I'm going to be using. This is a smaller blender brush, and then obviously I use my finger for the highlight. I don't know, what is it called? For the shimmer, I use my finger. And then I'm going to darken up the outer corners a little bit more with a little bit of black. Black will fuck your whole shit up. It'll ruin everything. So be really careful when you're using black on your eyes, on your face in general. Little dibble dabble from this black right here. I just barely touched it. I was gonna just finish my eyes off, but I don't like to have black on my eyes before I set. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my skin. If you're not moisturized, your makeup is gonna look really cakey and cracky, and it's just not cute. So on top of me already moisturizing, I'm gonna go ahead and use this Bare Minerals Skin Longevity Vital Power Infusion Empower Planet. I'm gonna use this Bare Minerals Skin Longevity. It's pretty much like a serum that you put on your face. It helps with bringing moisture out from the air and into your skin. I got this as a gift when I went as an influencer to one of these like Ulta pop-up shops. It's nice. It feels like you're putting water on your face, but it's not water. It has like ginger extract, and it has long life herb, California poppy. Wait, isn't that like cocaine? But it feels good on the skin, and it's been doing something for me under my makeup recently. So yeah, you see that glow it gives you? And then I'm just gonna go ahead and take away the whole glow with this shine primer. This one is pretty much like Milk of Magnesia. It's really like drying. It feels like you're putting baby powder all over your face, which I end up doing anyway. Boom. Now we're gonna go into foundation. I'm using Maybelline Superstay Full Coverage Foundation. Very important tip. Use a foundation shade that's a little bit darker than your skin. That way, you're not in pictures looking like you're trying to bleach your face, okay? Use a foundation that is a little bit darker. 1 shade, 1.5 shades darker than your actual skin complexion. Make sure it has the same undertone. And if it's not the same undertone, at least make sure it has like a red or richer red, orange undertone. Don't do it with yellows. Yellows, okay, it's not the same. But normally I try not to use too much because I want to be able to see a little bit of skin through this foundation, but I think I put a lot on. It's okay. It's okay, it's okay. This is the e.l.f. powder brush I'm using to blend it into the skin. And sometimes I don't even put foundation under my eyes. That's because I'm gonna obviously use concealer under there. But I used a lot of foundation this time. For concealer, I'm gonna use the Yellow by LA Girl Pro and ColourPop No Filter Concealer. We're gonna use some of this under our eyes like this. You guys already know how to do this. It's all over Instagram. I don't like to go too close under my eyes because when you blend it out, you don't wanna have to deal with all that concealer that kind of gets crowded up here. So I just bring it a little bit lower. I used to put it on top of my lip under my nose, but I decided not to do that anymore because it just kind of turns your face into the color of your concealer, and that's not what we're looking for. We want to still be melanin. And then as for the yellow, I take a little bit of the yellow concealer and I put it in the corners because this is going to really brighten up under your eyes. Around this part, I normally start doing my eyes and like the eyeshadow and stuff like that, but since I've already done the eyeshadow, I'm just going to let it sit for a little while because the concealer blends a lot better when it has dried down a little bit. All right, so it's been a couple of minutes. It's actually been probably like 5 minutes. And now I'm gonna go ahead and get into the blending. Blending, this part is very important. Pay attention. Blend, blend, blend. We're gonna start right underneath the eye. And we're gonna blend out that yellow. That's what it's called. It's actually called Yellow by LA Girl Pro. And you see how I'm just kind of dabbing it in the same location? That's important because people get really lazy with this part and they start dragging the foundation, the concealer all over the place, and then you lose the whole point of the aesthetic, which is making yourself look flawless, making yourself look like a Barbie doll. you lose that whole aesthetic when you start rushing. Wonder wedges. This whole pack of wedges is $1. It comes with 30 inside. You are able to really use it for a long periodically time. You can also just like use one several times if you're really frugal, but $1 a month, that's not an issue. And that's if you do your makeup every single day and a day after. You know what I mean? And when it comes to your nose, I like to bring it a little bit up on my nose. See, now if I use the foundation that was my skin complexion or lighter, I would look crazy right now because this is so much lighter than my skin complexion, you know? So that's why it's important to use a darker foundation if you're gonna be highlighting. Now we're gonna do the other side. Start right here with the yellow. Mind you, I'm not using the whole sponge. I have my finger on the part that I wanna use, which is the top part. So my picking and dropping is literally just that finger, where that finger is at. I could be wearing 10 times more makeup than you, but when I go out, a guy will not say anything about my makeup because of how I blended. The fact that he cannot see that I blended the fuck out of this shit. The fact that he can't tell that there's makeup on my skin. Like, yeah, even though we're not doing this for niggas. There was this post that someone dropped on Instagram and he was like, when I say I want a girl natural, this is what I mean. That bitch was beat to the gods. Beat. And this guy was like, this is what I mean by I want a natural girl. And so everybody was commenting underneath the post like, she has a lot of makeup on. What are you talking about? But boys are stupid, so they don't know these things. I'm gonna take the brush that has the foundation on it and I'm gonna go around the edges. I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something else. Before we set, I'm gonna go ahead and take this blush stick, which, bitch, I just found this out recently. Like, these blush sticks are powerful. Like, I thought this was for white girls, like white girls who don't wear makeup, you just put a little blush stick on you. But I tried this the other day and that's the reason why I'm doing this whole video right now. And it made my skin look so pretty. So I'm gonna take this blush stick and I'm just gonna, look, you could barely see it, right? But it's so flawless in how it works. Like, I don't even know. Y'all gonna have to see. It's almost like it gets darker the more you blend it into your skin. Like, it matches your skin complexion the more you blend it in. Now we're gonna set with this CoverGirl True Blend Minerals powder. It's in the light pale color 405. This, I just refound it. I rediscovered it and this shit right here, bitch, crack. Bye. It's crack. So I always do a little extra dab before I set because you don't want them creases, baby girl. I'm gonna go in with that contour powder. It's pretty chocolate and I love how pigmented it is. And I'm gonna put it in my cheekbones and then kind of blend out my chin. And then you see this mess I made right here? We just gonna make sure that that's not a mess anymore. You could still see the pink kind of showing through all of this, the cream blush. Do that, and then I'm gonna go ahead and take this bronzer from Amuse. It's a beautiful color. It reminds me of Fenty's bronzer. I can't remember the color of hers, but this works exactly the same. And if you find this on Shop Miss A, it's probably like $5 or $6, so way cheaper. Probably the same formula. That pretty much brings color back to our face. It's pretty much like another, it's like blush. People don't understand that bronzer is blush for black girls, and so they put it all over their face and then they turn out looking quite red. Don't do that. Now I'm gonna use my Mario Badescu Rose Water Set Spray to set my face. And I see y'all, now everybody wanna start selling fans. It's cool, I see you, you know what I'm saying? Do your thing. The highlight that I'm using is the Malibu Glitz Baked to Perfection. Oh my god, I've never seen a highlight palette as beautiful as this one. So we just dusting it down our nose, our chin, because we want to glow. I'm gonna be using these eyelashes from Eyelure. I'm gonna go do my liner, eyelashes, and I'll come back for the remainder. The next step, I put on my eyelashes and eyeliner, if you couldn't tell. Just something slight, not anything dramatic or anything, really pretty. And like I said, a soft glam. I'm gonna put a brown color underneath my eyes. Next up, I'm gonna use some mascara. I feel like this gives it a whole different look. Sometimes I want to skip it, and then when I do skip it, I always regret it. So always put bottom lash mascara. All right, now lips. I love to use a brown lip liner because I just think it's so pretty. I'm gonna use a lip balm. This is from Chap Ice. It's a really good lip balm. You can use Carmex, you can use Burt's Bees, whatever you got, because you don't want your lips to be dry. And then we're gonna use that lip liner and line our lips. If you want your line to be very precise, probably don't put the lip balm back on, but I like it to kind of blend. Now I'm gonna use this Maybelline New York lip color palette. And y'all remember I got a whole bunch of these from the 99-cent store. Yes, Maybelline was at the 99-cent store, but it was $2 though at the 99-cent store. You know, they was taxing or whatever. But these palettes are super good. I only use these two first colors, but I think for the holidays, I'm gonna end up using, actually maybe, let's use this red. Ooh. And now we're done. All right, so this is the final look. You see it, it's really cute, nice and soft, beautiful, very blended, something that everybody can do, and all the products that I used were very cheap. Make sure you click the subscribe button and the bell, that way you're notified every single time I upload. If you guys want to follow me on my social medias, all of those are going to be in the description box, as well as the links where you can find this beautiful hair. Remember, 100 years from now, your story can be history. Go out and do wonderful things in the world, and make sure no drama comes from anybody but me, because I'm your baby mama. I love you. Give me a kiss. Bye.
Like the sun, God make me shine like the sun. Sometimes I feel like I'm the one. Sometimes I feel like it ain't my fault. I just reach with style. I'm hot, I breaks it down. It ain't my fault. You can't break it down the way I break it down.